Stephen A., let's go. LaMelo Ball went off. 31 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists in a comeback win versus the Pacers. What is the ceiling for LaMelo Ball?
The ceiling is the roof. I'm only playing Michael Jordan. I'm only playing. Bottom line is LaMelo Ball is a special, special talent, and his confidence is gaining. This dude could end up being one of the best point guards in the game.
By the way, what did you think of this, Fashion Police? LaMelo's suit matching his Lambo.
Let me tell you something right now. Everything is fly until you get down to his shoes. If you're going to do it right from head to toe. The car is slamming, no doubt about it. The jacket is big time. The outfit, the color to match with that. I understand you got on a black shirt. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. But you got to step up your shoe game when you rocking like that. That's all I'm saying.
Stephen A., this is a generational gap. I feel it. What you want him to have on?
Excuse me.
What kind of shoes?
An abundance of ideas.
I know, but that's in right now. I don't know what they are. I know they cost a lot of money.
Not doofy looking sneakers.
No, I'm telling you, that's what the young folks are wearing.
No, Monica, no.
Okay, all right,
no,
I'm telling you.
No,
okay,
I need better than that when you rocking that car with that outfit.
You know I want to comment, but it's quick takes. I can't. Stephen A., John Morant scored 37 points last night in the win against the Cavs. What are your expectations for John year 3?
I think that they could potentially get out of the first round. I believe in this kid. He is a star. I'm disgusted, and I could be wrong, but I'm disgusted when I looked in the audience and I didn't see the seats in Memphis filled to capacity. He deserves better than that. That city of Memphis, Tennessee, you have a star that's worth coming to the game and walking through the turnstiles for. Support that brother and that team.
How about we can actually go to games again? Exciting. Zach LaVine led the New Look Bulls in a dub last night, scoring 34. Stephen A., are these Bulls different than last year's Bulls?
They are different because him and DeMar DeRozan with obviously Lonzo Ball, and Vucevic, they got a good team, and I get all of that. I just look at Zach LaVine, and I think that he is a star. He's a Skywalker, and I just wish so desperately he was a New York Knick, but he's not.
And that voice you heard is the great Monica McNutt. Great to have you with us. And now I am coming to you here. Stephen A.'s Knicks getting it done in double overtime. They're beating the Celtics. Tell me this. Who do you think is going to make more noise in the East? The Knicks, the Bulls, or the C's?
Molly, before I answer this, I want Stephen A. to understand that this answer does not mean that the other teams cannot have success. But in terms of more noise, and you know I'm a part of the pre- and post-game show with the Knicks, so I'm watching this team closely. More noise, expectations, exceeding expectations. I got to go with the Chicago Bulls. I know. Did you hear my preface, though?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Listen,
Go ahead.
The Knicks are in a beautiful position. I think that they are building on what we saw from last year, but when you look at the addition of Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier, the core has shifted just a bit, and those are two guys who do not necessarily hang their hat on the defensive end of the ball, which was their calling card last year as they look to build upon last year's success. When I look at the Chicago team, for some reason, I feel that DeMar DeRozan does not get the credit that he still deserves. I mean, we're talking about a guy that's a four-time All-Star, two-time NBA guy, 20 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds, or something around those around that range in terms of rebounds and assists. Very productive. You add Vucevic, who I love some three-point shooting, a guy that has shot 38% or better in the last 3 seasons, including notching over 40% from behind the arc. Zach LaVine continues to take the next step, and I just think the addition of Lonzo Ball as a distributor and facilitator, someone who lavishes in the role of getting everybody else going, but it still has to be respected as an offensive player in his own right. And I kind of think this is a little bit of a renaissance-ish for Billy Donovan when we think of the early success that he had with the Oklahoma City Thunder. I just think that that's the team that we're going to be like, oh, look, the Bulls trying to keep up with the Chicago Sky, the champions in the WNBA.
Well, they ain't going to pull that off.
Of course not.
Because Candace Parker, major props to you, my sister. Congratulations with your great self. Okay, and Quigley is no joke either. I can't forget about that. I really loved watching that game for it. It was really fun. I got to watch my tone because I know who I'm talking to, Molly. Let me tell you something about Miss Monica. Listen, let me tell you something about Monica, right? This girl knows what she's talking about.
Of course.
And she does a phenomenal job pregame, postgame. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, my friend.
Keep up the great work. We're going to disagree here.
Okay.
Let me tell you something right now, okay? You got to take depth into consideration. We ain't going to throw any shade on DeMar DeRozan. Here's the knock against DeMar DeRozan. 2 things. Number 1, he's not a great three-point shooter.
This is true.
And number 2, he wasn't Kawhi Leonard. If you really think about it, that's the only thing to say about DeMar DeRozan. When he was in Toronto, they were winning 58, 59 games a year. He was their off-guard playing alongside Kyle Lowry. He's a model citizen. He's a great player. He can put up buckets. He averaged better than 20 a game while he was there. The brother was an all-star. He's an impressive brother who deserves far more respect than we give him. No problem there.
Okay.
And I love me some Zach LaVine. I'm a huge Zach LaVine fan. Lonzo needs to be more assertive and aggressive, and I think his brother being in the NBA, showing out the way that he does, has forced Lonzo to become a bit more aggressive, and I've noticed that. Okay? I got 2 issues with Chicago.
Talk to me.
DeRozan and LaVine, can they play together? Because individually, they're big time. My issue is they're the same. And so when I look at them and I say, okay, can they do it? Neither is really a 3, even though you could play small ball in the NBA now, but neither is really a 3. They're both legitimately 2s. And although their game is somewhat different at the same time, can they play together? I need to see it to believe it.
Okay.
Number 2.
I'm listening.
Where's the depth? You gonna give me Alex Caruso? Is that what you're gonna give me? Nope. They ain't gonna cut it.
Okay.
They ain't gonna cut it. When we look at the Chicago Bulls, we're thinking about DeRozan, LaVine, Vucevic, and Lonzo Ball. That's what we're looking at. Playoffs, I believe so. Are they going home in the first round? You're damn right they are. They ain't going to meet the Knicks because neither of them are going to be a top 4 seed, so they'll be playing somebody else, and the Bulls are going to go home early, okay? But we're going to give them their respect because LaVine and DeMar DeRozan can ball, and Vucevic can ball, and Lonzo Ball can ball. I know this. All I'm saying to you is when I look at them, and I think about an 82-game season, and I think about the monsters in the Eastern Conference, Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Miami, can't ignore Atlanta and Philly, and of course the Knicks. And you look at Thibodeau and how he has these guys playing defensively. New York Knicks, #1 defense in the NBA. Against the field, against three-point shooting. #1, okay? #1 in points allowed. And they coming back. They ain't going to slide, Monica. They going to slide. I'm just telling you right now. It's the Knicks.
Listen.
It's the Knicks.
Listen, I am watching the Knicks closely. I expect a season in which they build upon last year. However, you talking about them defensive numbers? Oh, baby, get ready for the slide. Now, where you will see some improvement is their ability to score the basketball. What's that child? Evan Fournier is pure. Three threes. Oh, my God.
Did you see him? Did you see him?
However.
It was so special.
However.
It was nice.
However, and this is a tough cover for anybody in the league, so no disrespect to Evan Fournier. However, lit up by Jaylen Brown, and prior to, I believe, second quarter. Listen to me. Second quarter, back-to-back steals. Did come up with a big-time play, second overtime, excuse me, came up with a big-time play. However, if the identity of this squad was to hang their hat on defense, do I think R.J. Barrett will take the next step defensively? Yes. But for as much time as Fournier is going to stay on the floor, he's going to have to lock up on somebody.
Didn't I tell you? Just see how she talks? You just see it? You see it, Mom?
Including the Celtics hitting 2 threes, plus a pair of wild overtimes. The Knicks emerged victorious 138-134 in front of their home crowd. Clearly, Celtics' Jaylen Brown, who missed the end of last season in playoffs due to a left wrist injury that required surgery, he didn't skip a beat, fellas, dropping 46 on the Knicks side. Last season's most improved player, Julius Randle, put up 35, and for Celtic, Evan Fournier added 32. Here's Randle.
It looks like you guys we're just running on fumes. How tired are you right now?
I can't wait to go home and lay in the bed, I swear. I don't even know if I'm hungry enough to eat. I'm so tired to play. I don't know what I played, but first game back, goodness, I'm tired. But we got it done. We got it done.
Okay. Jaylen, let me ask you this, because I've got a list here of projected win totals this year, and it's got Miami, Atlanta, Boston, don't look at me, Boston, Chicago, all ahead of New York.
Okay.
Is Stephen A. too hyped about his Knicks?
You want the good news or the bad news?
Just give it to me, man. Answer the question.
You want the good news or the bad news?
Take the bad news first.
Give me the bad news first.
Oh, you want the bad news?
Give me the bad news
The
first.
bad news is the Knicks aren't the best team in New York.
Well, I know that.
We know that.
I mean, I know that.
That team is in Brooklyn.
I know,
right?
question. No question about
Okay. More bad news, right?
More bad news.
Yes. Are they better than Bucks?
No.
Okay. What about Sixers?
I don't know.
You don't know? You don't know? Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris.
Right now they're a bit distracted. Right now they're a bit distracted.
was just on the show.
Right now they're a bit distracted. Right now, I mean, there's some things going on there. I don't know.
Okay, what about the Atlanta Hawks?
Well, I got to give props to Trae Young. He averaged 29 and 10 against them in the postseason. I mean, I get all that. I can give you this. You could tell me 5 teams. We ain't got the longest. 5 teams are better than the Knicks. Now, that don't mean that's going to be the case come May.
Okay, gotcha. So you're a basketball aficionado. I didn't even bring up the Bulls. What you think about their offseason?
You know what? I loved DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine. Mm-hmm. Here's my question. I'll defer to you later, which we can talk about. I got a question mark as to whether or not they can play together. I have no questions about them individually as talent. I love Zach LaVine. Wish he was a Knick, to be honest with you. But I got questions about them playing together. But I'll defer to you for that.
But here's the great news. The Knicks are relevant. We started the show in the Garden.
That's right.
Yeah.
You remember how much of a disaster they were a few years ago?
Yes.
That's a win.
Yes.
The only holdover in that front office is Scott Perry.
That's right.
My brother, Scott Perry.
That's right.
Detroit native.
Good people.
Okay, bring in Leon Rose.
That's right.
Worldwide West.
That's right.
They have some credibility.
Keep preaching.
They now have credibility.
Keep preaching.
I saw Spike Lee. I saw Tracy Morgan. Stephen A. was happy.
That's right.
He wore a great suit.
That's right.
He knew that it was prime time.
That's right.
The Knicks are relevant again.
Yes.
That's what made me feel good last night.
That's right.
I played against the Knicks. I played for the Knicks. I remember they went to the finals in '94. John Stark baseline left-hand dunk
on Jordan and Grant. Yes.
Yeah, that's how Knicks fans remember it. Right. On Jordan, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Not on Horace Grant. It's
that's
on
right.
Jordan.
It's really on Horace Grant.
Exactly. Absolutely.
All right.
And Patrick Ewing, the gooseneck, holding his hand up, beating y'all to the finals.
Okay, keep going.
Right? And then Springwell and Allen Houston and Larry Johnson.
Okay.
I was there, the 4-point play. Did you know I tipped the ball? When he threw the ball in for the sideline, they went to LJ, and the Garden erupted.
That's right.
You guys have moments like that waiting to happen again. Last night was enthusiastic, double overtime, opening night.
Why do I feel like you pacified, Jalen? Why do I feel like you pacified me?
I feel enthusiastic about things. They're relevant.
That's not enough. They're relevant. Are they getting out of the first round?
Possibly, depending on their matchup.
Okay.
Possibly, depending on their matchup.
Okay.
Because, for example, like if we were going to line up all of the players last night and pick a team, we would take Tatum and Brown before any New York Knicks. But the Knicks are deeper. And Julius Randle, the most improved player, 35 points or so, shooting a 3-pointer. RJ Barrett has improved. Like, the Knicks are really good. They could win a first-round matchup.
Okay, I feel you on that. I appreciate the expertise.
Congratulations.
I appreciate the expertise, but I feel, number one, he's pacified me, okay?
No, it's true.
And number two, I don't feel that you're giving enough praise, so let me do it for you. Let me tell you something right now, okay? And this is just a sign of things to come, because you can tell from last night, Jalen and I are going to be getting to it a lot on NBA. Kept on this shit, a whole lot. Here's the deal. Did you see those New York Knicks last night? Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something right now. Listen, before I even get into the Knicks, let me give my brother Jaylen Brown major love. Major love.
Sure.
This brother, straight off of COVID, comes to the Garden, drops 46. Would have had 50 if he wasn't so tired. It was double overtime. He was exhausted. But this brother was something special. Jason Tatum, listen, don't get caught up in the 7 for 30 shooting performance. That is an aberration. 2 of 15 from 3-point range. That's not Tatum. He just had a bad shooting night, okay? Those brothers are going to handle their business in Boston to some degree anyway. Need help, but they're going to handle their business. And I love me some Marcus as well. But let me get to my New York Knicks, please. Let me tell y'all something right now. Julius Randle, very proud, playing like a man, reminding everybody why he was the NBA's most improved player. Drops 35, 9, and 8 with giving out assists. Fournier, this ain't Reggie Bullock. No disrespect to Reggie Bullock, who can shoot as a spot-up shooter. Fournier could ball.
And he clutch.
Fournier more. And he clutch, and the stroke is sweet. Lord have mercy. I'm watching the ball fake, step to the left. Yang. I mean, I was loving that right there. Of course, RJ Barrett. He's improved his 3-point shot. Worked on that in the offseason. I saw elements of that last night. Mitchell Robinson, what I tell you during countdown, I said the big body, 7'1", rim protector, rebounder. He's in the mix. We knew they were going to amp things up defensively. I did not like Kemba Walker. turning the ball over not once but twice, because had he done the New York Knicks would have closed the deal in regulation. But it happens. We know Kemba Walker's better than that, and he'll be all right. Derrick Rose coming up the bench doing what he did. I'm looking at the New York Knicks right now. And I'm here to tell you something, okay? When Tom Thibodeau,
this is what I want to hear.
They getting out of the first round. They getting out of the first round. They going to the semifinals. The New York Knicks, New York stand up. They are going to the Eastern Conference semifinals. You crawl before you walk. Last year, you got the first round. You got smoked the 5 by Atlanta.
This is so cute.
This year, you get out of the first round. You go to the second round. I'm just telling you right now. Listen, I ain't going to touch Milwaukee. I ain't going to touch Milwaukee and Brooklyn.
Okay.
But anybody else is primed to be upset. That's
what about the Miami Heat?
I just said, prime to be upset.
Are the Miami Heat prime to be upset by the Knicks?
The only team, I'm not guaranteed it, but the only team, because they might not face Miami, the only team in the Eastern Conference that are safe from the New York Knicks is the Milwaukee Bucks and the Brooklyn Nets.
Okay, I'm enjoying this.
Anybody else can get happy.
I'm enjoying this love fest for the Knicks, and it's very cute to see how excited you are. It makes me happy. When you both are happy, I'm happy woman. But what are our concerns with the Knicks, Jalen?
The rest of the great teams in the Eastern Conference.
That's fair.
He mentioned them.
That's right.
The Nets. I believe at some point, maybe during the holiday season, Kyrie Irving is going to decide to get vaccinated. I don't know this. It's just what I hope happens, right? Okay. And then they'll have a big 3 with Brooklyn. Can we talk a little bit about the Bucks? Because we haven't talked a lot about Giannis. Let me bring up Giannis.
He's unbelievable.
They're my choice, with or without Kyrie. I'm going to just say this now. To win the East.
With Kyrie?
Correct. To win the East.
Don't interrupt this man.
Yes.
Pause on that. Yes. With Kyrie Irving and Harden and KD. Correct. Milwaukee.
And I'm going to tell you why. Yes, sir. I respect the young fella Claxton that they have on the interior. He scored double figures. He's a rim protector. He's a shot blocker. He's got to get a little bit stronger. He's not going to be a physical presence when they go against guys like Embiid and Giannis and Lopez, right? Also, a team like the Brooklyn, Milwaukee has my guy Chris Middleton, right? You saw him emerge last year, become a second best player on the championship team.
Right.
Drew Holiday is going to get healthy.
Right.
Don't sleep on the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis' confidence and his improvement. You didn't pull up yesterday from three.
Can I respond to that?
You see him pulling up from three? You see him making his free throws?
I've seen
You see him big time blocks? I got one more thing I want to say.
Go ahead.
The other bigs on the interior for the Nets. Let me introduce you to them. If this was 5 or 7 years ago, no disrespect to these seasoned vets. They have Blake Griffin, Marcus Aldridge, who just retired, and Paul Millsap.
I feel you on that.
That's who they have on the interior. I'm just saying, respect the fact that Giannis is going to be dominant.
Okay, well, let me retort. Number one, I ain't taking nothing away. And I'll give Giannis the ultimate praise in saying this. Kobe, and I said this yesterday on the show, Kobe smiling down there, bro. And I'm going to tell you why. Because he personifies everything you want to see in a champion. He don't run from the naysayers. He doesn't run from the criticism. He embraces it, accepts the challenge, and overcomes. And then you saw him on opening night. He was emotional, got the ring, whatever. And then immediately all of that changed. This is done and over with. I got another championship to chase. The focus, the mindset. It's what we love about basketball when we see champions acting that way. Giannis personifies that. Mad love and respect to him. And I think that Milwaukee is obviously one of the top 4 teams in the NBA. There's no question. I'm not throwing no shade. Let me be very, very clear with Jalen Rose and I are on opposite ends of the ocean with this.
I slept on this one.
Let me tell you something right now. Let me tell you something right now. The Brooklyn Nets with those 3, ain't nobody beating them. Nobody. They winning the chip. And I went as far as to say, and I know you're going to hold me accountable.
October 21st.
With AD, Harden, and Kyrie healthy, if they're together, nobody beating them. Nobody. That's number one. Number 2, even without Kyrie, I believe they would beat Milwaukee. I really do.
See, that's where you disrespect Giannis.
Whoa. You 6'8", man. Sit down, bro. You 6'8". Sit down.
So let me get this right. If Kyrie Irving does not return, you're saying the Nets will eliminate the Bucks for the playoffs?
I believe if KD and James Harden are completely healthy and play the season together, they will beat Milwaukee.
See, that's why I want to just heap praise on the Bucks, because people continue to underestimate the greatness that is Giannis.
I'm not underestimating.
He's
I'm
making
appreciating
his free throws now. He's making dribble up threes
when
now.
When I said this yesterday, you know what your immediate response was? I would never, ever, ever disrespect the greatness of KD and James Harden.
Correct. I want to go there as well.
I can't sit up here and say I would never disrespect the greatness of Giannis.
No question.
I'm saying to you, KD is that great.
Okay.
He is.
And Harden is too.
Show one, gentlemen. Show one on First Take. Show one on Countdown. A lot of hot takes are happening. We're going to
KD, my
save
choice
this.
for MVP.
You and I are going. We're going to have this discussion all year.
We get to the West. We get the final word. We'll get to the West.
Hey, you need to tell James Harden where he need to go at night. He was a little pedestrian. He was walking through his cuts and stuff the other night. He did good crossover and finish at the hoop, but you got to. You know, in Houston, he knew where to hang out at.
I know that he's going to work on that, but it's 81 games.
Okay,
it's 81 games.
Got it.
Okay.
And it is 81, and Kobe smiling down on me as well.
Let's get to the nightcap, where the Nuggets came back from 16 points down to defeat the Suns 110-98. Denver has the best winning percent when trailing by 15 points over the last 3 seasons. The reigning MVP, Nikola Jokic, locked in from the jump, picking up his 41st 25-point and 10-rebound game over the last 3 seasons, the third most in the NBA, trailing only Joel Embiid and Giannis. Meanwhile, Chris Paul had 15 points and a game-high 10 assists for the Suns, who outshot 53% to 41%. Stephen A. Smith.
Yes.
Are you concerned Phoenix won't get back to the Western Conference Finals?
Yes, because I don't think they will. Listen, I respect the greatness of CP3. I think CP3 is one of the top 5, top 6 point guards of all time. Surefire first ballot future Hall of Famer. Wherever he goes, teams get better. And he's a quintessential leader. And I love me some Devin Booker as well. I tell you something, Jalen. I like the young talent on the Phoenix Suns. I really, really do. I mean, I like Bridges. I get all that. Cameron Johnson is still there. Landry Shamet, I like that pickup. I think that's something that's a plus for them as well. Cameron Payne as well. I will tell you this. There's certain teams that you look at, and you know this, where you feel like that was their moment. If you miss it, you miss it. There are other teams that you say they're back, but there's certain teams like that's their moment. I believe in Monty Williams, James Jones, an executive. I'm so proud of him.
Me too.
Okay, here's my deal. You didn't reach a contract extension agreement with DeAndre Ayton. Yeah, that's not, people acting like that's not a big deal, but it is. Because I got to rely on your head being in the right place all season long.
I feel better when I get my money.
Right. You feel better when you get your money. You feel appreciated. You feel validated and appreciated. That's a problem number 1. Problem number 2, Lakers are healthier. Golden State's expected to be healthier. Jamal Murray eventually will be back. He's going to be healthier with Jokic, and Porter has ascended. Utah can't be dismissed. And Kawhi is coming back. I look at all of those things, because if Kawhi hadn't gone down, listen, in 2 instances we look at Phoenix. Last year we said if the Lakers were healthy, they probably would have won in the first round against Phoenix. And if Kawhi was healthy, they probably would have won in the conference finals against Phoenix. So you got 2 teams that's expected to be there with the others that I mentioned. I think it's too much. And as a result, will Phoenix make the playoffs? Yes. Will they be a bona fide team, that's formidable? Yes. But do I see conference finals? No, I don't.
Not conference finals either.
Not conference finals.
I agree with that. I have to agree with that. I was thinking NBA finals, and when you said conference finals, you made me take it a step further.
Yeah.
And as you acknowledged, injury is going to play a huge part.
Right.
What's going to happen with Jamal Murray with the Denver Nuggets? What's going to happen with Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers? What's going to happen with Klay Thompson in the Golden State Warriors? And I know how much you're excited about watching the Golden State Warriors, and I think Jordan Poole has a real good chance to be most improved player.
That's right.
But I do think that was Phoenix's opportunity. I really do. And I think the Utah Jazz are actually going to be the team that can have an opportunity to ascend behind the Lakers. I feel like the Lakers are clear-cut the best team, not only in the Western Conference, and I'm going to make sure I say this out loud, in the entire NBA.
No concerns after what you saw?
I got to be in the finals.
Yes.
I got to be in the finals.
Yes. No, I have no concerns about the Los Angeles Lakers once they get all their parts back healthy. And so based on that dynamic, I agree with you. Phoenix Suns won't likely be in the Western Conference Finals or the NBA Finals. But this is also what I'm going to need. It's going to be a couple of players that's going to really sway like what happens in both conferences that we didn't necessarily mention.
Cool.
And it's going to be based on their performance. James Harden, as I mentioned, he got to get going.
I agree.
Devin Booker, he going to have to
I believe in him. I believe in him.
I'm just saying. But he's going to have to be all NBA book in the regular season and in the postseason. And the other one is Anthony Davis. We keep saying the Lakers are the best team, but he had career lows in a few categories last year.
Let me throw this at you. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. I'm not going to debate it. I'm going to ask you a question because I'm curious. I know you got limited time here. I'm curious to what your thoughts about that. You can be all NBA, all world, and still not be enough because others are too. You see what I'm saying? I expect Anthony Davis to have a big time year. Remind us, this is one of the top 5, top 7 players in the world. I expect Devin Booker to ascend even more because I think last season's going to help him.
I do too.
I'm saying that still ain't going to be enough because of how loaded cats are. I believe the Lakers are my favorites. It wouldn't surprise. I've said it to you for months.
Yeah.
Golden State with Klay Thompson back in the lineup going to the conference finals. And Golden State is the one team I've been talking Lakers, Brooklyn, you throw in Milwaukee. Golden State is one team with a healthy Klay Thompson, a healthy Wiseman, with a healthy Steph and Draymond, and now Poole. I pick, they could win it all. They could win it all if they're healthy. All of it. They'll smoke anybody when healthy. I really believe in the Warriors like that.
I ain't mad at that. And Steph, when I was watching LeBron and Steph the other night, I was thinking like, these are the 2 marquee players in the league.
Yeah.
And Steph was injured and he came back and the Warriors weren't like the contending team that made the playoffs last year and shot to Ja Morant in Memphis for knocking them out for that final spot.
That's right.
But you're on to something. Steph had a triple-double.
This in a bad game.
And he had like 6 players in double figures. Right. And Draymond Green is still playing all NBA defense. So there's a reason why people are betting Golden State Warriors.
I'm just saying, I can't sleep on them.
Yeah, they
people
built out that roster.
And by the way, keep in mind, remember I said this. Everybody's very boring to everybody. Free throws. LeBron, Westbrook. See, Golden State with Klay and Steph.
I got to ask you, what you think about Westbrook? What you think about Westbrook early in the season?
I think Westbrook's going to be fine. I believe in the brother. I'm just saying he has to be effective going to the basket, pushing pace. You can't rely on him to hit perimeter shots. That's going to be your definition for success for the Lakers. That's when it falls around.
All right, we got to get into commercial break. Jalen, this was fun. Great to have
guys.
you back in First Take.
The double.
Jalen and Jacoby, 4 Eastern today.
Yes,
Great
indeed.
job last night.
Thanks a lot.
He even had some new lapel jewelry for First Take.
I mean,
I like that. I see it.
I'm not
He's
mad.
saved
I'm
it
not
for us.
mad.
This is prime real estate.
It was all business, blowing out New Orleans Pelicans 117 to 97. Doc Rivers said Simmons is supposed to practice with the team today and prepare for Friday's game when they host the Nets. Jay Williams,
hello.
building. Thank you for staying with us. I know you already did 4 hours of TV. We appreciate you.
All love.
Definitely.
Okay, Jay, should Philly want Simmons back? Should he play? Talk to me.
No. I said it yesterday. They should pay this man to go away. And this is where I think it's starting to become embarrassing for the Philadelphia 76ers if they try to force Ben Simmons to play on a nationally televised game against the Brooklyn Nets. Because this is all about ego to me. This is all about them trying to publicly ridicule and subject Ben Simmons to the hate that will come from every Philadelphia fan. So instead of paying him to say, you know what, we don't want this drama. We want this team to focus on some more team outings. Joel Embiid not playing video games in his hotel room after every road trip, actually becoming a leader of men. Instead of us focusing on basketball, which Doc Rivers says, hey, when Ben's not around, we focus on basketball. You're telling me that somebody personally in there has a vendetta, that they want to prove that they can win this battle against Ben, that they're willing to go to the point by saying, you know what? It's worth all the distractions. It's worth all the anger because we want to see him inflicted with pain. This is about putting pain on Ben Simmons. It no longer feels about doing what's in the best interest of the organization because nobody in the right frame of mind thinks that Ben Simmons is going to come back and ball out. He's told them 5.5, 6 months ago he was mentally checked out. He told them that. Yeah. So why are we expecting different results? You're just going to cause him pain. That's what it is. Just be real about it, Philly.
You're not entirely accurate. In certain respect, I get where you're coming from because it can come across as a bit petty.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. Philadelphia's hands are not clean here. 76ers' hands are not clean. Ben Simmons' hands damn sure ain't clean. Rich Paul's hands are not clean. Everybody done messed up here. We done messed up, okay? But understand something, and this is where I jump off the wagon with you. Ben Simmons was so bad in the postseason that the Philadelphia 76ers were of the mindset that the opposing teams were trying to get 20 cents on the dollar. That's where they came from. They're the ones that came up with that line, 20 cents on the dollar, 20 cents on the dollar. Because everybody who spoke to them, anybody from in the organization, Elton Brand, Doc Rivers, Daryl Morey, Doc Rivers when he was on here, players said 20 cents on the dollar, 20 cents on the dollar. They kept saying that. What that says to me, Jay, which is that they did call and they did try to oblige. What they didn't want to do was get hosed just because Ben Simmons wants out. Now, if you have been there for years and you got 1 year left on your deal like James Harden or Anthony Davis and you decide you want out, that's different. This brother just signed his extension 1 year ago. Mm-hmm. So whatever issues you had, even though you're saying you had these issues for some time, it didn't stop you from signing to get your dollars. You got 4 years, $147 million. And you saying 1 year in, I want out. And you're asking them to get 20 cents on the dollar. They're saying to that, hell no. What you did was turn around and you decided to be defiant. And not only that, come across, I know he didn't mean to because he certainly wasn't pointing the finger at Philadelphia fans, but that's how it came across to the point where a city is like, you have the audacity, the unmitigated goal of blame us. We supported you all of these years when we knew your behind couldn't shoot. Not just perimeter shots, but free throws. But we never thought it would get as bad as it did against Atlanta when you shooting worse than Shaq and Wilt Chamberlain combined. Never shot from the free throw line. That's how bad he was from the free throw line. So instead of adopting the attitude, I'm going to come back and make amends and show out, you turn against us. That's how Philly is looking at him, which is why I feel bad for him if he show up tomorrow night because they are going, oh my God, how bad. It will never be as bad as it's going to be for him tomorrow night. Having
they
said all
him
that,
at the Flyers game.
Yes.
Right.
Having said all that, here's where it gets tricky, though. With that being said, Jay, what we can't escape is this reality. Again, you got the 4 years. If he were to come back, what they're saying to him is that trying to oblige you, but help us out by showing what you can do to elevate your value so we can remind some teams around the league for a few games what you bring to the table and we can get some equitable compensation. And I don't think that's a crime.
But Stephen A.,
I don't.
I already told you where I'm at psychologically. I've told you, you came out to my house. You sat down with me, Doc Rivers, Daryl Morey, and I told you I did not want to be here.
Right.
I just got kicked out of practice. I'm seeing highlight videos.
Why did he get kicked out?
Because he was defiant. He was defiant. But he's told them he's not there. He's already checked out. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're going to have him come back and play. And I can make a case that him not playing could help his trade value more so than him actually playing.
I didn't know you back then. But when I talk to Jay Williams, what I constantly remind people is it ain't just a partner on television who does a great job on radio. I'm talking to a former number 2 overall pick who was the National Player of the Year and a national champion who knows a thing too about competing on the basketball level. I also know your personality enough to know that even though I didn't know you back then, there was probably some people you didn't like when you were playing Duke. There's probably some people you didn't like. It didn't stop you. What I'm saying to you is this. Just because you don't like somebody and you've checked out mentally, you can still be so gifted that with an attitude, truculent or assertive as it may be, you might still be able to say, you know what? I'm going to go out there and I'll bust their ass for about 2 weeks.
That's who I am.
I know he's not. I'm just saying.
Ben Simmons is not Kobe Bryant.
But we don't know. But we don't know because we haven't seen him play under those situations. We haven't seen him play, neither have the Sixers. That's the key. Now, if he went out for 2 games and just wet the bed and stuck up the joint and the pressure was too much, that's different. But it's entirely possible that the Sixers are thinking he can't stand us, he might want out, but he might go out there and bust some people's butt for about a week or 2 and then quit. But at least he spent that week or 2 busting people's butt to remind the league of whatever commodity we have, and you need to give us more than 20 cents on the dollar. That's not bad. That's not a bad proposition. That's what I'm saying.
Let me break down two things. Number one, I am not Ben Simmons.
I know
Ben
that.
Simmons is not me.
I know that.
So I know what my ass would do.
Right.
I know who I am.
Right.
Like, I'm the same person that was told I would never be able to walk again, and I'm walking, I'm running, I still walk with the lip, and I don't give a damn. I am built like that.
That's right.
My history has allowed me to be built like that. I'm not sure Ben Simmons playing basketball coming from Australia, with the way he's been coddled by this franchise and himself, is built that way. Now, that doesn't mean he can't be extremely successful on an NBA franchise if he has other dogs around him.
That's true.
I'm saying this man has told you who he is. But people may not like it. I know you don't like it because I know you're built. I know how you walk. I see how you walk into the damn studio every day.
Right.
You walking in here like Michael Jordan walking into Game 6. Right? That's not who he is, Stephen A. Right. You have to accept that's who he is.
I do accept it, but what I'm saying to you is this. If I'm asking him to stay a 76er for the season, I get you. If I sit up there and I say, Jay, I need you to go out, listen, I need you to go out here for 2 weeks and show out, and I'll get you out of here. I just don't want to get robbed. If Ben Simmons wants to get out there bad enough, guess what? You might be able to pull that off. You might.
But maybe I want you to get robbed.
Right. Now,
I want you to get robbed.
That's a different animal.
If you're gonna force me to play in front of all these people and get booed,
then if that's the case, if what you're saying is his mentality, then what I would say to you is, I hear where you're coming from. I'd make him sit down for the year and wait for Harden to say, well, you know what? I'm not going to sign this extension with Brooklyn, and I'll do it that way.
Okay.
That's what
we got to go real quick. Give me a percentage that he plays Friday.
30%.
0.
Okay.
He ain't playing.
Still come. A star is born. Are the Knicks a threat in the East?
Can I pass the baton on this one? Because I feel like
really.
He was on the court last night. He was with Spike Lee. Yeah. He was with all the peeps. He was Mr. Energy. We here. So I want him his own show by his own squad. Please.
I mean, I wanted to hear from you, but it's okay.
Threat. What does threat mean? Like, are we talking about getting to the Eastern Conference Finals? Is that threat? Is that what we mean?
For me, it's getting out of the first round. But I don't.
Okay. I just want to.
I know what Stephen A's standard is.
Well, first of all, let me be very clear. At the Garden last night, it was, let's not forget, Iggy Azalea, she was there. Yeah. We want to say we liked seeing her. So we want to put that out there. That's just the point. I mean, that doesn't include everybody. I want to do Dustin Hoffman, Michael J. Fox.
Let me start off with these, though.
I'm just saying, it was good.
If you want to hit me, Iggy,
I didn't say that, but it was good seeing her. It was good seeing her. Very talented.
What's your favorite song?
Anyway.
What's your favorite song?
I don't know. I'm distracted. The point is, I'm trying to make.
Oh my God.
Let's move on.
Oh my God.
Let's move on.
You know what I am? I'm a glorified babysitter. Carrie.
Yes, thank you so much. That's right. Glorified babysitter. That's right. Here's the deal. New York Knicks. Did you see him?
Oh.
Let's say, Jay. That's right. You can watch it, Jay. But did you watch it with the level of appreciation that you should have? You understand? Let me tell you something right now. I'm going to remind you, Jay. The Brooklyn Nets were my favorite. New York Knicks can't touch them. We know there's this superior team in New York. But, last year, they packed the house and, they won games and everybody was screaming in the Barclays Center. That's what you saw. But the New York Knicks win a first-round game, and you see the streets of New York City packed and crowded and going crazy. It's just a different flavor, okay, when the New York Knicks are relevant, which they are. And let me tell you something right now. I like that man-child that was Julius Randle and how he showed up last night, reminding everybody why he was the most improved player, playing like an all-NBA player. I like the fact that R.J. Barrett clearly has been working on his three-point shot. I like the fact that Mitchell Robinson, who was not playing in the playoffs last year, was injured. He's just 7'1" rim protector and rebounder, okay? Anchoring that defense. Let's not forget that, okay? By the way, did you see Fournier with that stroke? Did you see that, bro? This ain't Reggie Bullock now. And no disrespect to Reggie Bullock, who's standing still. You can shoot. This is Fournier. I mean, did you see the brother just launching threes, taking overtime? Did you see it? Didn't see it. I'm just saying. Now, Kemba Walker, we all know he's better than what he played like last night. I ain't like those 2 turnovers because they should have ended it in regulation. All right. Well, all I'm saying to you is this. We know Brooklyn's superior. We know Milwaukee's superior. I'm saying I don't give a damn about everybody else's record. The New York Knicks have the potential to knock off anybody else in the Eastern Conference. Anybody else in the Eastern Conference.
So that means getting to the Eastern Conference semifinals.
That's right. And that's what I'm saying the New York Knicks are going to do. They're going to get to the semifinals. They're going to get to the semifinals. They're going to get to the semifinals. We here. We here. Can you understand what I'm saying?
The Knicks are my version of your Dallas Cowboys. This is going to be great.
What?
Can I put something in your own language so you can understand?
Uh-oh.
You ready?
Go ahead.
The Pittsburgh Steelers have a better chance of winning the Super Bowl than the Knicks getting to the Eastern Conference semifinals.
So that means you're saying that the Steelers have a better chance of winning the Super Bowl than the Knicks have of winning a first-round series?
I don't have the Knicks getting to the Eastern Conference semifinals. The Eastern Conference has gotten exponentially better.
So have the Knicks.
Really?
I think so.
I've heard some things you said about Evan Fournier when he was back playing with Boston. I don't know if you were quite as much of a believer in Evan Fournier.
Let me say
I wish I had the tape. Because I knew we were going to talk. I wish I had the tape.
That is more than fair. That's more than fair.
Drilled holes in Evan Fournier, but now he's part of the Knicks. Oh, did you see him last night?
That's right.
Did you see how much I love him?
I have an explanation.
Got real concerns about Kemba Walker in the knees. I don't know if it's going to hold up, boss. Oh, we got Kemba. He can play so much better. Now all of a sudden the knees are going to be fine. So all these things now all of a sudden come into. Now you're going to tell me that a team that overachieved. Let's be real about the Knicks, man. And I love the Knicks. I watch the Knicks. We all can settle on the fact that they overachieved last year. But now you're going to tell me that you're going to set them up for even more failure, Stephen A. When the Hawks have gotten better, the Washington Wizards have gotten better. The Bulls have gotten better. The Miami Heat have gotten better. I'm sorry if they get Victor Oladipo back. You're going to take the Knicks over the Heat? You're going to take them over the Heat and Jay Butler and PJ Tucker and Bam Alabama? Butchered his name. Bio, as Kendrick Perkins would say. You're going to take him over all those teams just because of your love for the Knicks?
Hold on, wait a minute. You're supposed to be my brother.
I am your brother.
Betrayal. Listen, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something right now, okay? You got me on the Fournier thing. I say this. I liked it when he was in Orlando. What I said in Boston was that you got Jaylen Brown, you got Jason Tatum. This dude is a third option, ain't cutting it because he can't fit in. That's what I said now, quote accurately, and that's what I said. Now, in New York, that ain't necessarily the case. Hold on, that's not necessarily the case. Excuse me.
It's so hard for me to sit through this again.
Let me tell you something.
Second time
We look at
this today.
By the way, I don't want Julius Randle to be sensitive. And this beautiful kid was at the court side last night. I love seeing. I mean, this kid. I love this kid. Oh, he's so adorable.
I love this kid too. Stop the feel-good stories.
Here's the deal. Here's the because it's a feel good moment. Okay, let me tell you something right now.
I don't even know who you are.
Julius Randle is not a number one option to me. I will tell you this: the brother can play though, and I think he's big time. But what he has to do what he did last night. Fournier gets hot, feed him. You understand what I'm saying? This is what Julius Randle is supposed to be doing. Catch, shoot, catch, attack, catch, pass. One of the three. No dribbling one-on-one, trying to break people down. That's not your game. Don't do that. And let me tell you something right now. You see a combination. Don't think about Kemba Walker. It's a combination of Kemba Walker with Derrick Rose.
I love Derrick Rose.
I love him both. And so when I'm thinking about that, the New York Knicks, am I going to sit up there? I can tell you right now 5 teams that should finish ahead of the New York Knicks.
Go ahead, tell me.
But I think, well, it's going to be
Miami, Atlanta, Boston, Chicago.
Philly.
Boston.
I'm not sure about Chicago.
Indiana.
I'm not sure. No.
What?
Indiana? No.
I don't know. That's what Caesars thinks.
No. They ain't finishing ahead of the Knicks. Listen, I got to see DeRozan and Levine play together. I know I got no questions about them as individual talent. I got to see them play together. All I'm saying to you, can the Knicks sneak?
You're swimming hard right now.
Listen, can the Knicks sneak? I will remind you, we didn't see them be in the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference last year. They were.
I can remind you also that
they were a top 5 seed this year. They could.
I think
they could.
If we're being realistic, I think they should be in between the 6 to 8 range. Realistic.
But I'm saying this.
Because last year they overachieved. There were so many injuries
so you overachieved last year, right?
Yes.
So, okay, now you fall back down to earth a little, you get a 5th seed. What's wrong with that? New York's improved too. And then listen, then you can win a first-round series. The New York
Is
Knicks.
he swimming or drowning?
You can't beat Milwaukee.
Drowning.
You can't beat Brooklyn.
Can you tread
but
water?
you can take anybody else. You can steal it.
What kind of suit are you wearing right now?
Well, this is just.
It looks nice.
It's just a time for a blazer.
We mark this down. Today is
October
21st.
A fifth seed.
I would like to bet you. I'll bet you one of your fitted nice suits that you have on right now. I will bring in cash on first day.
I don't need cash. Your credit card works.
Credit works like
Credit
you.
works.
I can wire it, whatever you want to do.
Credit card works.
Okay? I will
You know
buy you and I will get you fitted for another beautiful suit. And you can do the same for me because I don't see them going to the Eastern Conference semifinals. Do you have a deal? Are we going to take on this?
Damn it.
We're going to mark this down. I hope that's
You're going to pay for that. You're going to pay for that. You're going to pay for that. Okay? I'm telling you right now. You keep sleeping on my Knicks all you want to. You keep sleeping. New York stand up. Listen.
I'm not sleeping on them. They're coming. They came a long way,
You guaranteed they coming out of the first round because these Knicks ain't going to let me down. They're not going to let me down. They going to get out of the first round. You done started something.
You done started something.
You done started something.
With the level of intensity they play with, I just want to see it sustained now because typically teams that play with that become somewhat injury prone down the stretch.
It depends. It ranges from about 4 to 7,000.
Okay.
4 to 7.
Okay. You could throw on a pair of nice designer female shoes.
Well, you know, I got some.
Are you on my side? Wait, no. Molly never takes a side. Molly, are you on my side or you on this side?
Not a five seed.
I like it. Here's somebody that will see every day.
Out of first round. You're getting out of first round. That's the bet. It ain't a time. And everybody sees.
This is good
Listen,
stuff.
hold on.
It's going up.
Move out the way. Move out the way. Move out the way. Yo, put the camera on me right now.
See, you can do that.
Right now. Right here. Right here. Yo, Julius Randle. Yo, Kemba Walker. D. Rose, Mitchell Robinson, R.J. Barrett, Fournier, all y'all, all of you, Worldwide West, Tom Thibodeau, Scott Perry, Leon Rose. Hear these brothers? Look, we getting out the first round. We get New York Knicks are gonna win a first round series. New York stand up, Spike. You see that, Spike? You see how they want to come at us? We ain't worried about it. Let me tell you something right now. New York Knicks are coming. I'm just gonna tell y'all right now. Y'all keep sleeping on y'all want to.
When the bottom falls out, I'm gonna be here to catch you.
Listen,
I'm gonna be a pacifier. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna cradle you.
The crew, the New York Knicks crew, they ain't letting me down. They ain't letting me down.
Excuse me, have you been hanging out with Adam Gase? Because you are on one.
No.